I had a few people message me, which was nice to see.
Dude, I got fucking COVID or something.
Yeah, you're sick. I was
Yeah,
fucking dying last week,
I was like, I don't want to travel.
dude. Like my whole like inner, we got 8 people in here, but my whole inner face, we're sick. We've been sick. For guys tuning in already, we've been sick.
All right.
We
Live
got
on Instagram. We're good to go.
the coronavirus diseases out here.
The vid.
The vid. You are live. I can confirm you are live.
Live on Instagram.
Cool. Guys, Raider season has been forgettable to say the least.
Never forgettable. Just another shit show.
Yeah, shit show. I mean, there's a lot of question marks going into next season. Just the team, man. I mean, I think even if you had you put prime Bill Belichick on this team, and we're still probably had the same record.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This team was just not built for long-term success, in my opinion. Injury bug obviously hurts. You lose a lot of key players. You lose Wilkins. You lose Marcus Epps. You lose those guys, and you're gonna have a bad season.
Coots, Diablo, ball done since now. Jacoby's been out.
Yeah, I mean,
AOC's been hurt. Minshew's been out. White's been a bust.
Ton of question marks going into next season. Running back, quarterback, receiver, D-line, linebacker.
I don't even think so. That's the thing. It's easy to pick up free agent running backs that are serviceable. I think we draft our quarterback a weapon because we're going to have an early second round pick.
Definitely.
We're going to draft our quarterback. We're going to draft our second round pick, probably at wide receiver, most likely a wide receiver to pair somebody with them if there's a high level talent. And then the third or fourth round, get some running backs.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very offensive heavy, weapon heavy draft. They're going to be like, fuck it, and just shoot their shots with these different people.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think we're going to go running back early. I believe if we do go running back, it will be the free agent route. There's a few free agent running backs out there. I believe, hopefully, my hope is we get the receiver from Texas in the second round if he slips that far. The big debate, obviously, going into the offseason, it sucks we're talking about that. The big debate is going to be Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward.
So, this is what fucking frustrates me because I said I want Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders, and then I got called a racist. I'm like, they're both black. Like, I don't know what else to fucking say. Like, it has nothing. I watched her play. I've watched every Colorado game, and I watched every Miami game. Shedeur Sanders doesn't hit intermediate routes well. He reminds me of kind of Murray style from Arizona. That like Pop Warner ball. Like I'm faster and I'm more athletic than everybody in the field, so I can get away with more. That shit don't translate in the NFL. But on top of that, my number one thing, when I see Sanders, I see the Ball family. And I've told people that time and time and time again. I see the Ball family. Dion is Lamar, and the kids are the kids. And the thing is, you can't tell Dion to shut the fuck up. It's Dion Sanders. He's going to say what he wants, when he wants, to whomever he wants. Yeah. So I think there could be drama there, and he could undercut our coaches, undercut our offensive staff, and it would cause more drama. But I do think there's going to be quarterbacks better than Sanders, to say the least. But that's the main reason. I don't want any more drama with these players. Like,
yeah,
I want calm.
I completely understand you too. I understand the boat you're on. I do like Cam Ward. Personally, I like Sanders. I like Sanders because he's going to go in with just the health. I know you brought up the Ball family. I can very well see that. I think Dion will take a step back going into the NFL. He has mentioned before, when my kids go to the NFL, they're in the NFL. I'm not going to hold hands in the NFL. Is that going to last? Who knows? Fucking, we start 0-4 with Shedeur. Dion's probably going to say some shit. He's going to go on nightcap with fucking Ocho Cinco, and he's going to probably say some shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem with Shedeur is that it's going to be a lot of media attention. They're going to want him to succeed right away. As any top 5 pick, you would want to succeed right away, but I mean, I think Shedeur is just going to have a lot of media attention. Question we have here. Do you think Sanders will pull a Manning if we cannot get the top 3 pick next year? Brother, we are getting the top 3 pick.
Yeah. And this is what I explained. So if you follow the post, a lot of us major people, we follow Tankathon. That's what it's called. It's Tankathon 2025. It has every simulation for every type of draft, and it's the best fucking website. So right now, we sit as the 5th pick, but the fucking Giants are going to steal Shador if they don't win games. They're taking him. They're taking him.
They might. Hey, the Brady thing, man. I mean, he's been texting Shador. They've had a little relationship here and there. Shador just shouted out the Raiders on his Instagram post.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, what's the biggest media market in the NFL? It's going to be Vegas or New York. So he doesn't want to go to, Carolina. He doesn't want to go to Cleveland, Ohio. Like, no. It's like even LeBron won and wanted the fuck out of there. Like, Cleveland is the worst fucking place ever been. And the thing is, the fans are angry, they're bitter. The other issue, I think New Orleans is going to win more games. So I think they're going to be out of one of the top quarterback picks. They're probably going to be about, 5-6 win team. They're going to be a 10 seed. If they're smart, they'll draft one of the later quarterbacks.
I agree. Well, they got a Rattler last year, but he didn't look too promising in the games that he started.
No. And I made a video about that last week. I talked about the statistics between draft picks and everything. Somebody made a comment. I took it personally, like, what is this, a fucking meme page now? You used to do analytics. I'm like, we suck. I don't want to go over us losing 24/7. It's fucking frustrating. So I went back to my roots today and did some analytics. But I did analytics of first-round picks. So 14 of the 16 AFC teams have first-round quarterbacks, regardless of how good they are. Steelers and us are the only 2 teams that don't. So late-round quarterbacks do not fare well in the NFL. Even if they win, they don't do well in the playoffs and the Super Bowls. It's about 60-70% of all winning quarterbacks for Super Bowls have been first-round picks. And if you remove Tom Brady, the number gets higher. So, like, you remove Tom Brady, you remove Joe Montana, there's like a 12 Super Bowls right there between those two. And they were older late-round draft picks, which you don't see very much anymore. Succeed very well. Besides, like, Brock Purdy. But you need a first-round quarterback in the NFL nowadays. We know what talent is now when it comes to quarterbacks. Like, that guy has it, that guy doesn't.
Yeah, and the quarterback position has evolved so much over the years. Every team kind of wants that Lamar Jackson prototype who can run the ball, do those touch passes. They're kind of going, from my opinion, they're kind of going away from the pocket passer. Of course, you still got Burrow, you still got those guys who are pocket passers, but look at the new quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, all those guys. Those are mobile quarterbacks, and I feel that's what the Raiders are going to try and go with as well. I think AP is going to get his shot next year to try and get his quarterback.
Yeah.
He didn't get it with Daniels, obviously. He wanted Jaden Daniels. He's balling out, but they might be frauds too. Have you seen that thing that teams over 500, they're 0-3? So,
yeah. I don't think he's going to – that's the other thing. He's not getting fired this year. Like, everybody's been talking about it. He's in the hot seat now. They're going to give him the year. He has no quarterback. They knew kind of this was going to be a rebuilding season once they couldn't draft a quarterback. We got the best offensive player available. And, if we get a little bit of talent around the quarterback, he's going to have some weapons. The glaring hole is that running back position. We have run game.
Definitely. And let's just pop up. I'm not too familiar with the free agent running backs going into the year as of right now. Let's see who we got out there. We have a 2024 free agency.
You got to do 2025, boy. 2025.
Oh, dude. Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, there's a lot of free agents next year in filler positions. But most running backs, this is the funny part. I was watching this earlier today. Chubb is a free agent next year, but I was like, stay the fuck away, man. Next year. No, you got a lot of matchup running backs is what you got. You got the tweener guys. So you have like one guy I like, Javonte Williams from Denver. He would be a good scat back, and he's 24, 25 years old. But you need somebody to complement him. There's not a number one running back that's coming out. J.K. Dobbins is a free agent, but he's probably gonna come back.
So there's a few right here. So it looks like we have James Conner, who's going into age 30. We have Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Jeff Wilson, A.J. Dillon, Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Javonte and Dylan would be the only ones I touch. It's been statistically proven over the NFL that once you hit 28, your stats drop drastically, and by the time you hit 30, your production value is about 30% less.
Definitely.
There's no point in getting a 30-year-old running back. Jones and Connor have another year or two left, and if they stay in the same system, they'll fare better. If they change systems, they're going to be toast. We see that over and over and over again. And stay the fuck away from Najee Harris. Fucking 3.5 yards per rush. Like, God, I hate that guy.
You know, I got a soft spot for Najee Harris. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I've been doing good at fantasy. Yeah, I've been starting the fantasy running backs. I was an idiot and I didn't start. I had fucking what's his name, the Bengals running back. Not
Chase Brown.
I had Chase Brown on my team and I didn't start him against the Raiders.
Oh man, you got to start everybody against the Raiders.
Yeah.
I picked
up Mozart just for the shits and giggles to see.
Go pick up Miami's defense, everything, because man.
Oh, I did. I got their defense. I got their fucking tight end. I'm like, nope. Take it on.
You have to, man. And Emiliano, I know he's been asking. I will be in Miami. Josh won't be in Miami. I fly out to Miami Saturday morning. I'll be at the game Sunday. If you know any tailgates, hit me up because I'm not trying to watch that game. So let's get into some topics. I mean, I know we've been talking a little bit about draft status, QB situation. Beat a dead horse. We can talk about Davante Adams. He is struggling over in New York. What do you think, Josh?
He's eating his words. You're seeing his projection drop. You're seeing the team lose. You're seeing him go from a bad situation to worse. And now he has an aging quarterback they are probably not going to replace because of his ego. He's stuck. He is stuck there. And if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire, I can see him retiring too. They're going to give it one more year, but they're not going to fare any better. Like Aaron Rodgers, father time always wins. If you look at Manning, if you look at
anybody,
Tom Brady had some drop off. It wasn't as bad, but he did have drop off at the end of his career. But you saw him be a 500 quarterback, which is not Tom Brady like. So father time always wins. And regardless of how well you take care of your body, if you're in your 40s, like your body breaks down. So you see players like that, and Adams is 33 years old. He's at the end of his career, $40 million a year. They're stuck with them too. So I don't think it's going to get any better next year. It's not going to. So he's going to eat his own words, and we're going to talk mad shit for the next couple of years against him. It's going to be great, glorious.
So let me ask you a hypothetical question here. If Adams decides to request a trade out of New York, how much does that hurt his legacy?
I don't think his legacy is really tarnished because a lot of players. I mean, Jerry Brown, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. They all switched teams at the end of their career trying to chase a championship. So, and we don't think about that. We think about them in their 20s, early 30s, like, and how good they were. So I don't think it's going to tarnish anything because he's probably not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's going to get in within, he's getting in the Hall of Fame. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's one of the best wide receivers the past decade. So
I'm just here. I was hoping that you would say he tarnishes it a little bit.
Because players pop around. It's not what it was 20 years ago. This is a business. I mean, look at Tom Brady, how many teams he played with. Look at Peyton Manning. Look at other quarterbacks. They hop around. It's what they do now. So it's normal for a Hall of Fame caliber player to play for 2 or 3 teams. That's normal now. And like Derek Carr, Hall of Fame caliber. He's on the Saints now. So, there's that.
You must be reading your Instagram comments because there's a guy in your Instagram. I'm gonna give
the Derek Carr lover.
Little bit of clout there, man. Derek Carr worshiper. I don't even know what the last one is, but he's a worshiper of Derek Carr. Derek Carr obviously is not doing well in New Orleans. It is. So
that is going to be one of my next breakdowns. I'm going to show you how average, how mid Derek Carr actually is with the Saints versus our quarterback play. I'm going to show you how shitty our play is and how Derek Carr is just a little bit above it with numbers. And I'm going to watch the comments be set on fire. But most of the Derek Carr supporters unfollowed me last year and the year before that. They blocked me or unfollowed me. Like I used to have thousands of Derek Carr supporters because I used to support him. He was doing Fresno State, and I was like, I'm done. I checked out on this guy.
Yeah.
And I spent a year just bashing him, and he finally blocked me. But
Derek Carr blocked you.
yeah, Derek Carr blocked me. Yeah. That's my little feather. That's my little feather in my cap. I'll go to his page one day and it wouldn't load, and I messaged my buddies. I was like, "Hey, did Derek Carr delete his social media?" They're like, "Oh, he fucking blocked you." I was like, "Soft. He's fucking soft."
Derek Carr blocked, man. Well, I have Josh Jacobs blocked me on Twitter. So
Yeah,
little feather.
yeah. So it's just feather in the cap. It's fun.
Yeah, that's hilarious. We have a few things here. Cap space next season. Top 5.
108 million. 108 million.
108 million. Man, the opportunities are endless to rebuild this team. Obviously, we're going to have a few holes. There's a lot of injuries right now. You have Wilkins out, but he's on a contract. Epps does not have a contract going into next season. Do you re-sign him, Josh, or do you get somebody else?
Epps, no. You let a young guy start. You see what you have on the back end. He's coming off a major injury in his late 20s. I wouldn't re-sign him. If you do it to a low veteran contract, which I can see them doing and he'll be a rotational player because they like the younger players. But
I think Isaiah Palomau will fit beautifully up there. Give him a full offseason with starting reps with Crosby, with Wilkins, with Kuntz. Hopefully Kuntz comes back next season. No promises there.
I think he will. But he's going to come back cheaper, which is good for us.
He will come back cheap. Yeah, he will come back a lot cheaper, but hopefully he doesn't try to just say like, hey, it is what it is. I hope he comes back because that's another glaring hole in the defense that we do not need.
Yeah. I mean, I want us to really we need a fucking linebacker so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
And Diablo, man, I had so much hope of Divine Diablo coming into the season, and he has not. No. You know, he showed some strides, but he's not the guy.
I mean, that's there's not a ton of like elite talent in free agencies.
Yeah,
there's a few here and there, but there's a lot of I'd say filler players or above average player. The Niners running back Greenlaw is a free agent next year.
That'd be a nice one.
Yeah, if they don't re-sign him, but I just wonder what his going rate is going to be.
Hey man, we got money right now. We got the bag. If there's any time to sign it, you're gonna have to overpay. I mean, unfortunately, I know Vegas has beautiful facilities. I know it's Vegas. I know it's this. We're going back to the Oakland ways. You're gonna have to overpay some guys to show that we're serious about winning.
Yeah.
And that's just the harsh reality of it. I mean, you're going to have to, hopefully it's not where players go to die anymore. We had that label for the past 20 years. Vegas, I thought, was going to change the label, and it did. I mean, we got Adams. We got some good players out of it, but as of right now, you probably got a few centerpieces, and you're probably going to have to overpay for that linebacker, that safety, or running back.
Yeah, I think so. Greenlaw's been out.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
That's what it was. Yeah, I remember because he hasn't played at all. He might. That's gonna be a tough one. I mean, he's only 27.
Yeah,
he's one of the better outside linebackers in NFL. But the thing is, if he's coming off an injury and it's a contract year, the Niners are gonna get him cheap. Definitely. And they know it. Like they know it.
Yeah, just like Kuntz. Similar situation.
Yeah.
Is there any good O linemen coming up in this free agency? O linemen.
They're old. I mean, it's all 28 to 30-year-old people.
Yeah. I mean, if you really go, you're probably going to need what? A guard, a center. I think moving to JPJ to center is probably the best option for the Raiders. Josh was mentioning before we came on stream that he had a 90 PFF grade against the Bengals. I think moving JPJ to center and kind of just cutting ways with Andre James would be the best direction for the Raiders.
Yeah, and James was never a natural center too. He was a tackle in college.
Yeah.
So the other part is his play's been up and down, but Meredith has been a surprise. He's solid.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see DJ Glaze maybe get a chance a little more.
Our tackles suck, man. You saw Munford get ran over repeatedly.
Over.
God, dude, he's so bad.
He's terrible. He is not good. Colton Miller, poor guy's coming off injury. He kind of looks a little checked out. I don't blame him. I mean, it's hard to blame anybody right now. I mean, I've never seen Raider Nation this far down in the dumps in a long time.
Yeah.
There's hope. There's hope. We have a lot of cap space.
We always have hope. Every year we're like, shit, we're hope.
But I've never had it this bad. Week 9 or 10. It's pretty bad. So we obviously got to address the wide receiver position this
Yeah.
upcoming offseason. I'm looking over some wide receivers here. Um, you can even have maybe an Amari Cooper.
You're no, you already know how I want T motherfucking Higgins.
There
That's
you
who
go.
I
I
want.
like T. Higgins.
I
like
want T. Higgins.
That's a good one. T. Higgins. That's a good one.
Let T be the number one next to fucking Bowers. Do it.
Yep.
That's fucking nightmares because T can push the field. He's fast. He's athletic. He's big. And on top of that, you got Bowers who can push the field too. I want T. Higgins, but T. Higgins is going to come at a fucking price.
Yeah, but you're going to have to overpay for that guy. I mean, there's going to be some players that you're going to have to just bite the bullet and overpay for. And if we do get Shador or Cam, you're going to have to immediately get him a number one.
So, but here's the thing: do you pay? Because T. Higgins is going to get 20 to 30 million a year. Is he worth it, or do you take a chance and draft somebody in the second round and save 15 to 17 million and address it elsewhere, like offensive line, linebacker, something like that?
Yeah, no, you definitely could do that. I said this before we hopped on stream too. Tom Telesco is going to get Mike Williams. I will put money on that with anybody. Will he be a rotational guy? Will he be the number one? He's not a number one guy at all, but they just have that connection. I think eventually he's going to become a Raider. They try to get him in the Devontae Adams trade. When it went down with the Jets declined. He ended up going to Pittsburgh. He caught a touchdown last week. Bigger guy, tore his ACL as well. Maybe he'll come a little cheaper. Josh doesn't like Mike Williams, so.
No, he's always hurt.
I don't really like him either, but he's gonna come. I mean, at this point, you know, they have that connection.
How many
likes this guy?
How many games has he missed in the past couple? I don't think he's had a full fucking season in like 3 or 4 years.
He might this year just because he's not playing.
I just pulled it up because I was curious. He's played 10 games this year. He played 10 games this year.
Well, because
3 games last year. He hasn't played a full season since 2021, dude.
Yeah.
And he's 30.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I just think it's gonna happen. I mean, I just think it's gonna happen.
As like a number 3 or 4, yeah. I mean, I can see that as
I agree. He's not gonna come as a 1, but he's gonna be a part of the wide receiver room.
Well, he's a deep threat. That's what he is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be a 3 or 4. I mean, he'll have a flash here and there. He'll catch 400 yards and call it a day.
Yeah. Quarterback situation, I really hope we get someone. We need some more hope in this Raider Nation. Michael has a question here. What will we do if the Raiders run the table? That is not going to happen, Michael.
If the Raiders, that was one of my other things. If the Raiders run the table, we have a 99% chance to make the playoffs. So there's still hope. Right now, as it sits, we have less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs. It's like a half of a percent. There's a 99.5% chance we do not make the playoffs this year.
Man,
it's not going to happen.
Oh, man. If the Raiders run the table, I'll streak down the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah, I'll run butt naked and put a GoFundMe for bail money.
Yeah, I love the Raiders. I've always loved the Raiders. It's just you got to be realistic with this team, man. It starts at the top. It starts with Davis. Davis has had a bad history picking coaches over the past few years. AP, I really hope he turns it around. I love AP as a player. I loved him he's a motivational speaker. He just needs to get his head wrapped around that he's a coach now. He needs to just do something different. What would you do with AP's shoes, Josh?
I think it was failed from the start because we wanted a quarterback. We wanted an offensive coordinator. Kingsbury left. Now you see what he's doing with Jaden Daniels. You see what these teams can turn around. The Bears did have a winning record. Washington has a winning record. Drake Maye looks promising. Bo Nix has a winning record. So, three of the 4 quarterbacks at one point had a winning record. The Bears are going to do their thing. They're going to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So I didn't really expect them to be anywhere around, I expect them to be about 500 this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the other teams, you see how they are when they're coached and put into a system when you have a quarterback that has talent is accepting of coaching. So we need a quarterback. That's all ifs, ands, or buts. And once we didn't get our quarterback, once we got, number 2 offensive coordinator, I'm like, man, we're fucked. Like it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
I said our cap this year was probably 9 games and I got shit for it. And I'm like, that's our peak. Like so many things went our way last year to where we can be about 500. And now this year they're not. And you see the talent level of this team, how bad it is.
Yeah.
So with the quarterback, we could compete, but AP will be in the hot seat next year.
Mm-hmm. I believe he will be in the hot seat too. I think he will. I mean, it's hard to say because there's so many variables when you say hot seat. Does he get the full season no matter what? Does he get 8 games? Does he get 10, 12, depending on the record? Obviously, a new quarterback is going to be a new system. They're going to have a new offensive coordinator. Does he get more time? I kind of hope. I want AP to succeed. I really, really do.
We all do.
We all
Besides
do.
Wi-Fi Willie, he doesn't. But
There's a lot of guys who don't. I mean, if you go on Raiders Twitter right now, they all want Ben Johnson or they all want these type of guys, this and that. I really want AP to succeed, and I really hope he can. I mean, that's all I really want. And I want AP to succeed. If he doesn't get more than 5 wins this year, he's on the hot seat. Man, I disagree that he was, like Josh had said, he was set up to fail this year. He got Gardner Minshew and AOC.
Yeah, and Luke Getsy. So
yeah, he
trifecta of pure shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think we're gonna hit 5 wins. We'll probably hit 4, maybe 5 if we're lucky. But I do. That's the one thing we always talk about me and some of my buddies. We talk about Twitter and X. We screenshot people when they flip flop, and then we talk shit to them about it. Like last year, all these people they're saying Ben Johnson were all on the AP train. They're like, "Oh, fire him! It's been a year." Yep. It's like, let him do his thing. Let him see what he can do. You got to give these coaches more than a year or two. It takes a good 3 to 5 years to turn a program around. You're not doing it the first year more often than not.
Yeah.
So I've seen a couple people already say this is stupid, this and that, and then I screenshotted their old Twitter when they said, "Oh, this is great. This is the best thing ever." It's like, well, last year you were saying, "Hey, you love these guys. You can't wait to see him win," and now you're like, "Fire him! I never had faith in him." I'm like, your post says you loved him and had faith in him prior, so you're full of shit. So quit flip-flopping.
Yeah, and like you said, it takes 3 to 5 years to rebuild a program. You go and you get a different coach, you get a new offensive coordinator, whatever it is, it resets the time clock.
Yeah.
So that
he's a rookie head coach. He's literally a rookie head coach.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect?
Yeah. He
with
was
no quarterback.
He wasn't even the defensive coordinator. He was a linebackers coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give him time, man. I think he's going to do well. I really hope AP does well. I really hope he succeeds. I really hope he can take us to the promised land one day. But if not, then fuck it. Let's go get Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. I don't know. Ben Johnson,
I'm not too, I mean, he's a good coach. I'm not too sold, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of flip-flopping. I kind of just want a continuous coach for 2 to 3 years and see what we can do.
Yeah. I mean, I think it starts with our offensive coordinator too. We need somebody that can actually coach a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think if we draft a quarterback, we're really going to look at who we can get. I don't think they will get somebody from the NFL. If they get a quarterback, they're going to get somebody that's newer, proved himself in college, and say, okay, we're going to bring you up with a system that fits with the quarterback we drafted.
Yeah.
And I like people are saying like, oh, we're going to get this coach or that coach. I'm like, no coach is going to leave an offensive coordinator position to come to be an offensive coordinator with us unless there's promise in it with, being promoted, which is not going to happen. They're not going to become our head coach. Definitely. So a lateral move is not very likely. So a lot of the offensive coordinators already in the NFL probably won't be our offensive coordinator.
Correct.
It's going to be a quarterback's coach or something along those lines, or somebody from the collegiate ranks. Personally, I wanted Eric last year, Bellamy or however the hell you say it. He made Sam Howell look fucking good. And he got fired for Kingsbury because obviously they sucked last year. But he had Howell thrown for almost 4,500 yards.
Yep, he did. Sam Howell was a baller last year.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember I started him a few times in fantasy. I'm like, this dude's throwing up fucking 300, 400 yards every game. What the fuck? I was like, who the hell's Sam Howell?
Speaking of fantasy, I'm on a 3-game losing streak in our $500 league right now.
I'm in second, and I play the first place. I just did a bunch of training today. We'll see how it goes. So.
Terrible, man. Terrible. Fantasy, if you guys don't know, we're in a content creator fantasy league. We got everybody in. $500 buy-ins. And I was in first place, but now I have lost 3 in a row. I have not won since I talked shit to Josh.
I got a good team, man. Bro, I'm that guy that's on the waiver wire at fucking 5 a.m. That's why I win these leagues. Like, I wake my ass up. I set alarms to get on the way. I just literally went through all 3 of my leagues because the waiver wire goes at midnight tomorrow.
Yeah.
And change defenses, exchange some kickers. But my advice that I give in fantasy football, sometimes I'll carry 2 defenses, but I keep my defenses fluid. I look at the matchups versus, and yeah, sometimes you may not have the best defense, but more often than not, you're like, hey, this like my pick of the week for the defense. Whoever's playing the fucking Cowboys. That was my pick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it's the Texans, I believe, if I'm
Is
not
it?
mistaken.
That's a
I
good
don't
one.
know.
I think it is a Texans. I think they play. I think they play Sunday night.
Yeah, and they have no run game. Cooper Rush has tape on him. He's not that good. They're just going to be throwing it at fucking. CeeDee Lamb's going to get a shit ton of points, and that's all they're going to have. But they're probably going to score points. They're going to give up sacks. They're going to throw a couple picks. Like I would not be surprised if they have a 10-point game on defense. So
Yeah.
that's why I picked them. And of course, Miami. They're going to get Minshew's going to turn the ball over at least once.
Of course.
And then somebody else may turn the ball over.
Don't hate me. Is it Minshew this weekend? Have they confirmed?
AOC? No, they haven't. Yeah, they haven't.
I think it might be Riddler.
The Riddler.
I think it might be Riddler. I mean, if anyone can confirm, I am a little bit out of the game right now. It's been sad on Twitter. I don't want to go on.
I know. I mean, I haven't been posting as much. I took a break. I was
Me
like,
too. It's sad.
I chilled for a week and a half. I'm like, I don't really want to post anything. I'm good. I made one video of my Trump thing, and then that was it.
The only thing getting likes for me right now is just bashing on Devontae Adams.
Yeah. I mean, I got called a cultist today because I ordered a Trump fucking NFL.com jersey. Yeah. I had a custom made election night and it got here the next day. Yeah, day after next. I was like, fuck, that was fast.
They probably had him ready.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna wear that shit to a game, see what people say. It's gonna be funny. I'm thinking about wearing a GoPro that people can't see and just getting reactions.
Yeah. Well, you're in Vegas. Vegas is a very conservative state.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Nevada is a conservative state. Vegas is very liberal. Vegas is the only spot that's pretty much blue in there. So, because I've wore the Make the Raiders Great Again hat, and people have talked shit to me in the stadium.
Really?
Oh yeah. People say shit all the time.
Well, they're all from 209 Oakland, probably traveling into the game.
Right. Did you see Riddler? Did you see Riddler throw the touchdown pass? It was the ugliest fucking ball. It was the whole thing. It was going like this through the air. I was like, that's.
It was a duck, though. Landed right in his pocket.
Yeah, because it was a duck, and the guy slipped, and they weren't even trying. I was like, it was floating. I'm like, that was such a fucking ugly ball, and I was like, but he caught it. I'm like, whatever.
Man, dude, man. You know what? Let's talk about positive. Brock Bowers has been a beast this year.
Yeah. So he is the best tight end in the league, and he's a rookie. He's only going to get better. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get faster, and he's going to get stronger.
580 yards receiving already.
With no quarterback.
With no quarterback. He is balling the fuck out. He is having a great rookie year. I expect him to ball out again next year with Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. It's gonna be one of
he'll get 1,000 yards next year. I'm calling it. He's going over 1,000 yards. If his over under is 800, I am taking the over 1,000 fucking percent.
$2,000.
I fucking lost it this year. God damn it! I'll never see that again. Here's over under 6.5 and put $2,000 on it, and that's fucking it's gone.
It's gone. Sorry for laughing so hard.
I mean, it's life. It
was to me, guys. I'm laughing because it's to me.
It's life. Yeah. You win some. I'll win some in blackjack.
No, don't fucking play blackjack. Remember we played blackjack during the Raiders.
You're bad luck. That's the only time. So I was
Met
walking.
Gala. We're at the Met Gala.
The last time I went and played blackjack, I was drinking and I was like, I feel lucky. I need to find an ATM. My friends are like, you're fucking stupid. I was like, I need an ATM. Literally took $2,000 out, bet on one hand, hit fucking blackjack the first hand, just walked away. I was like, I'm done. And they're like, wait, what? They're like, how much you win? I'm like, oh, like $2,500. They're like, you just won $2,500? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna gamble anymore. I'm good.
Smart. That's smart. Me and the story behind that is me and Josh were at the Raiders Met Gala to begin the season, kind of towards the end of last season. We're at the win, and Josh said, fuck it, let's go to the ATM. We both pulled out, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever it was. Actually, I think you owe me because I bought you that locker. So you pulled out like 2,000. And we went to the blackjack table and we got wrecked. We asked the guys if we can record, and they were like, no. And in the first hand, we both fucking got wrecked.
So I was told the Rio allows you to record. So that's where I will be going now because I always place bets and I go to the high end tables. I either lose big or win big, and I call it a day. And the Rio is what I was told lets you record. So we'll see how
I know El Cortez also lets you record. I also heard MGM is in the process of starting to let you record. MGM Resorts.
Well, because they know it's for fuck. Because remember, I told you I was in the high limit table in Caesars. Ever tell you that story? So a bunch of us were there, like a bunch of YouTubers were there, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's all bet money." And I was like, the minimum is 100, but you can go up to 10,000. I was like, I'm just gonna bet 1,000. And so there was like a YouTuber there, and I went to the $1,000 table, and he was recording live, and this dude had like $2 million of chips next to him.
Damn.
And he was recording. I was like, I feel fucking poor. And I know that's why they let us record is because he was there doing it himself. And this dude had literally, because I was looking, there was, $20,000, $50,000 chips, and there was a shit ton of them. I'm like, this guy has $1 million or $2 just sitting in front of him, like in chips. I'm like, so what we did is like about 4 of us did we all won too, by the way. We all bet black or numbers, and every one of us hit the first roll, so we all stopped. So we won like $5,000. But what we did is we ordered before we rolled. And so I was like, I want 2 beers, 3 shots, and everybody got a shit ton of alcohol. And then we said, once this hand is done, win or lose, come back. And then I got 2 more beers and another shot. And then I tipped the bartender and the thing. But I had like 5 beers and like 3 shots in a matter of like 6 minutes. It was just
brutal.
And they let us record it. It was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. That is pretty cool. I think I remember seeing a video back before we had, started talking. You playing roulette and you recorded it.
Surgery, so I was like this. I just literally got out of surgery, so I was fucking placing bets with all fucked up drinking.
I remember that one. I do remember that.
And people were like, "This video's fake. It's his arm." And I literally sent a picture. I'm like, "I just had surgery fucking 3 days ago, man." I was like, I had fucking like ooze coming out, staples in my shoulder.
Oh, guys, the Raiders season, man, it has been very sad.
Oh my god. Okay, so I pulled up the spread.
Man. Oh my god. Real quick, if you have not been to Vegas yet, now is your time to go. That is a public service announcement. Tickets are cheaper than ever right now. If you have not seen the stadium and you want to see the stadium, right now is the time to go because next year, them bitches are already going up 15% for season ticket holders. So ticket prices are going to skyrocket, especially with the quarterback. So if you have not seen the stadium, you want to go get, cheap seats, right now is the time. Because next year they're automatically going up 15%. And that's not going to be included, in sellers' fees and stuff like that. And tickets right now are very affordable. So get out there, go see the stadium, go root for the Raiders. Raiders are plus 7.5 this week. Josh, are you looking?
I just pulled it up, and Sports Illustrated has them plus 8 now.
Yeah, there you go.
The over's 44, so they think we're going to get fucking mollywopped.
Yeah, one of my cappers told me take the under.
Oh, 40. He said, because we're going to score points. It's going to the thing. It have to be if it's 30-14. That's under. That's so under. High for Raider game. Most of the Raider games have been like what 38, 39, 40.
Yeah, except the Bengals game because they kind of ran it up on us. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, enjoy the game in December. Right now is the time to go. Tickets are cheap. Next year is going to be fucking expensive, especially if you go get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, it's going to be pricey.
But, so Colt Miller, Andre James, Cody Whitehair, all questionable. So is Harrison Bryant. Michael Mayer, you said he came back, but it says he's on the NFL PUP.
I'm not sure if he got removed from PUP, but he has. Let me pull it up. He did return to practice, and that was from the Raiders account itself on Twitter. Okay. So he has returned. Oh, there it is. Mayer has returned to practice as of today. So nice to see him. We'll see how the double tight end set goes. Hopefully it opens up some more plays. The vision in the beginning was to kind of have that Gronk and he who should not be named tight end set, aka Gronk Aaron Hernandez type of set.
Did you watch the show? Jesus Christ.
Which one?
Aaron Hernandez. Dude, they picked the most unathletic fucking dude to run routes.
I did see
What
that.
the fuck?
I
And then
did.
the spin moves, and then the guy that portrayed Gronk. What's up? They call me
Yeah.
Gronk.
You know, funny. So Gronk talked about that guy. They're actually friends. Like,
Yeah, he's
before
like, that's one of my buddies. That's how
They
like
just
we're
put my
actually friends, and
buddy-
he's like he nailed it. Like he's a little more dramatic than I am, but he knows my mannerisms. I was fucking
Yeah.
laughing.
That is pretty funny. I hope the Raiders can replicate that. I mean, having Gronk and I mean, hopefully not Aaron Hernandez, but have a player of that caliber.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Meyer comes back. He is going to be trade bait, but the thing is, we're not going to get a second round for him. So why
No,
trade
fuck
him?
no. You get a fourth or fifth from Mayer, if that.
Yeah. So I mean, you might as well just keep him. He's on his rookie deal, and
Yeah.
I don't. That's the thing. I hope he's not unhappy because of something that happened with us. I hope he's having. I don't want to say I hope he's having issues in life, but I hope he resolved whatever's going on internally with him, and I hope it's not Raider related.
I agree.
So
I agree. Hoping him the best. We are coming probably to an end here. Any other questions or any other thing you guys might have? We're gonna touch on the topic. We had signed Norv Turner to come over to the coaching staff. I'm not a fan of the move. What do you think, Josh?
he's 70 years old. Why? Like, I mean, he's gonna try to groom his son a little bit, but like
Is he really
even when
70?
he's like 72.
No
So,
shit.
yeah.
Damn.
But if the last time he coached in the offense was with Cam Newton and he was garbage, and before that he wasn't very good. His best time was in the 90s with the Cowboys. Like, I don't like stop living in the past and picking up these names. Like the Raiders live in nostalgia heaven. Like,
They do.
get Gruden, bring back Carr, let's go get Cooper. Like, are you fucking retarded? Stop. Like,
Nostalgia is a drug.
yeah, it's like, dude, Norv hasn't been relevant in 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
chill.
What was his last success? Was with the Chargers, right? With Rivers, and he had a stacked team, and he barely.
Yeah, so he did. That is the one thing that I'd like to point out. He did help Antonio Gates have some of his best years.
Mhm.
So, but the Chargers also didn't really have wide receivers. Antonio Gates was wide receiver 1, same situation. So that is the one thing I can look at the bright side, but I don't think he's going to make our team any better. It'll be nice to see if Getsy was really holding back Bowers and if he gets better, because Getsy couldn't play for out of his ass. So we'll see if our offense does get. I think it'll open up a little bit. I think we'll run more of a. To me, I think we'll run more of a 3 wide receiver set, a wide set, spread the defense out because we don't have the talent to square up and go at people.
Yeah.
So
And
I
that's
think
kind
we're
of
going to
what
spread teams out.
that's kind of what the NFL is evolving to anyway. Is kind of more that spread set. You're not going to see the fullback position probably in the next 5 years. I mean, when Kyle Juszczyk comes out and Ricard from the Ravens, a lot
Ricard
of
was even a fullback. Wasn't he a fucking defensive lineman? They're like, hey, can you block? He's like, yeah. At 300 pounds, just running down the field. This little fat, stumpy dude that's like 310.
Yeah, fullbacks might not be a thing. College teams do not run fullbacks right now. I mean, if you look
or
at
the what do you call it? The fullback for the Chargers is one of their defensive linemen. Like he steps in and blocks. That's it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Fullbacks are gonna, phase out, and
it's a wasted roster spot when you can throw a tight end back there who can block probably just as well.
Yeah, and then you can send them out, on a streak or on a little post route. I mean, have that double threat back there, and I think teams are gonna start going to that. Raiders had some good fullbacks back in their day. All the guys, you had Marcel Reese.
But nobody really is a fullback and gets drafted into it. Like if you look at, oh my God, Reese, he was a wide receiver in college.
Yeah,
he was too small. He was like 6 foot 230.
Remember him catching some of those balls in Oakland?
Oh yeah. He was a really good wide receiver. He was too short, not fast enough, and way too much. So he was like he was too small for a tight end. Too thick for a wide receiver, not fast enough. So like, oh fuck it, let's put him at fullback. And it's like, well, yeah, of course he's going to be good. He's going against linebackers all day.
Yeah.
And with no press coverage, like he's going to do amazing. So
yeah, and he did well. Legend right there. But I agree with you. We are going to probably go to that three wide set. You're going to go to spread offense. Kind of what the teams are running nowadays anyway. Put Brock Bowers in the slot. I think he can bully some of these slot corners. He got the height on him. He has he has the advantage.
I didn't even pull up the PFF for the Bengals game. I was so disappointed. But I know Brock's been in the slot about 50% of the time. He's a functional wide receiver.
He definitely has. Definitely. Cool, guys. Do we have any more questions? I think this might be the end of our comeback. We will be back on next Tuesday. I'm off next Tuesday, Josh. So whenever, I'd be flying back from Miami that day, but I land at like 10.
Oh, okay. I'll be mildly depressed after we get the shit kicked out of us.
I'll be mildly depressed if we win.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we fucked up. So I do have to give a shout out. So Slim Fit, if you guys know who he is, sent me a shirt because he's like, hey, I appreciate what you do with your kid, taking the kids to games. And I do let other children like stand with my son and my daughter where my seats are. So he sent me this shirt. It says Dad's Never Quit.
There you go.
So I was like, thank you. Anytime anybody sends me stuff, I really appreciate it. Your boy mailed me the pins too. I can't wait to put one of those on my hat.
Awesome.
The Crosby one.
You have to oh wait, you're talking about Prominent.
Yeah.
The homie Prominent Kings. Follow him. He just dropped this crazy Max Crosby with the Niners on the hanging by the chain. Prominent Kings. Give him a follow. He also does Dodgers. He does Lakers. He does a bunch of other stuff. He's actually a Rams fan, but he has some sick ass. He has some sick ass stuff. You gotta shout him out.
That was my favorite thing. How all the Raider fans just shifted to fucking Dodger content for about 2.5 weeks.
I did. I'm guilty.
Fuck this.
I'm 100% guilty of that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not a Dodger fan, so I can't fucking do it. Like, I've been rocking A's shit since I was a kid. I'm like, we're out of the playoffs every year. I don't know what the fuck. I can't talk about the fucking A's. We suck.
Oh man, we became Dodger content creators so fast for 2 weeks,
and everybody's shit blew up. And it just,
man.
Part of me was like, all right. I was like, maybe I should just go to a game dressed in A shit, but
and I loved watching. I loved watching Joe's stuff on the Dodgers. I know he's a big Dodger fan. Shout out Joe Morley. But it was awesome. It was kind of fun.
I'm gonna get into soccer next year because I've been talking to like the earthquakes and shit. I love soccer games. I love just getting fucked up and yelling and screaming and singing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to a bunch of earthquake games next year. It starts in February, so
that'd be fun.
Yeah, the LA one was wild. That was fucking.
That looked pretty fun. You had some touchy content there too. What happened with the
beer? It was fun.
But the beer on your back.
Yeah, my back is wet. No, and so when I came in, like the fans, like I went down to the president and I was talking to him because I didn't know who he was, and he's like, yeah, this is, he's like, these sections are taken since you're new. He's like, just be respectful. I was like, yeah, no problem. He's like, and he's like, these sections you can go to, you probably go down to right here. I was like, cool. He's like, you got two options. Either you can get a coat or you're gonna get soaked. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, every time a goal scored, home or away, people chuck their beer. It's what happens down here.
That's crazy.
And I was like, really? He's like, yep. He's like, you will get drenched.
Huh.
And I did. I smelled like alcohol, and I was sober. It was. I bought another T-shirt. Like I bought a shirt and I put it in a bag so I can change afterwards because I was so drenched in alcohol.
I did see that you bought a LAFC jersey.
Yeah, they made me buy one. I was like, fuck you.
I did see that. Man, maybe there was some. So I was fortunate enough to become that fake, Dodger content creator for 2 weeks. I'm a huge Dodger fan. They throw beer at Dodger games now all the fucking time too. We got drenched. I went to NLCS when they clinched and they went to the World Series. That was awesome. People were throwing beer. I threw some popcorn. Even after I went to the World Series, I went to Game 2 of the World Series. People were throwing drinks. I was drenched in alcohol. Walked back. I passed out. I was so hammered that World Series game.
That's the way to go. So I went to the Dodger World Series prior, and my buddy had to be wheelchaired out. That's how drunk he was. Like, so because that was during the COVID year, so we had a beer pyramid that was probably like 8 feet tall. We were gone.
Really?
And he blames it. He's like, no, I had an allergic reaction. I'm like, dude, we're fucked up. Like, I don't know what allergy you have, but you had to be rolled out of here, and I got video of it. I never posted it out of respect, but he was just in the wheelchair like this, being rolled out. I was like, good times. This is good times.
Shout out to all my Dodger Raider fans out there. It was a great season for the Dodgers. It was fun. It took some pain off the Raiders.
Not for me. I gotta go to fucking Sacramento next year.
You know what? That's gonna be a great time though.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be yelling. Awesome. I'm gonna be kicked out of there. I just guarantee it. I'm gonna be fucking screaming at people in that place. Yeah. Because I'm gonna buy the very front row. They barely have nets. It's so quiet there in River Camp Stadium. You can hear everything like in the bleachers and stuff. It's It's going to be bad. It's gonna be bad.
They don't have bleachers, so the outfield in Sacramento is all grass.
It's the grass area on the right hand side. They have the seats, but you can hear people yell from right in left field.
Definitely. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be fun. Sacramento has so many more things to offer than
Oakland. I know. You can actually go out.
You can go out. You can pregame. You can go to like all the Midtown bars, have a great time, get to the stadium. It's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, they have a few hotels. They have some. Nothing's really walking distance because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. They got some stuff down there, but a 10-minute drive is not that bad. An Uber, you hop in, you're there. You're good.
Yeah,
and it's close enough to go home.
Go get hammered on Midtown. Have a great time. I think it's gonna be fun. I think the A's. Yeah. I think they're gonna stay in Sacramento. I'm gonna throw that little T out there for whoever wants to listen.
Hopefully, if they do, that'd be great. I'd be so happy.
The Vegas does not want the A's. They don't want Fisher. They do not. There's been many votes and many people out there saying that they do not want the A's and Fisher. The Teachers Association in Vegas is trying to sue Fisher right now because he's trying to use public funding for his stadium.
Yeah. I saw they declined that. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think if they do get a baseball franchise, they're going to ask for an expansion team, something that they can call their own. 100%. Because they want their own ownership. They want somebody that's a Vegas native, most likely. Yeah. They want the casinos to own that shit because they know they're going to promote it and do it right. Yeah. Fisher, he has a bad track record.
Yeah, I think Vegas personally used Fisher just as the foundation base, and they're going to kind of flip him off and say that kind of sucks. They're going to screw him over. Mark Davis doesn't even want Fisher. Mark Davis is not a fan of Fisher himself. I mean, when it comes down to the details, Fisher kind of blocked the Raiders from staying in Oakland. I mean.
Oh yeah, I remember that when the Raiders tried to re-up their lease for another year, Fisher said no, then remodeled the stadium a little bit and made it was. I mean, it was shitty, but he put it in the Bud Light zone. I was like, cool. Like I get a fucking bleacher seat with a table in front of me. Awesome, great. Yeah, never sat there,
dude. And then they added those like luxury chairs that were on like the 45-yard line for no reason in that ugly ass stadium.
Yeah. It was like putting a tit job on an 80-year-old. This made no fucking sense. Like I didn't fucking get it.
Oh man. That's funny. All right, guys. That's enough for tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I'd love to see you guys next Tuesday. We are back. So let's get everything flowing, rolling. I'll be in Miami this Sunday. If someone's there, DM me. Let's party, have a good time. Give us a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, QXGOAT. Follow Josh at the GOAT209. He's on X and Instagram. I'm RaidersAQ. Thank you guys for tuning in.
We haven't done a giveaway in a while either.
We have not. That's something we should consider.
I'll see what I have. We have some away.
I have a Devontae Adams signed jersey. You think people would like that?
No. So I have this innate ability to sell the stuff I know because like I had hella Devontae shit. I was like, all right, what do I want to keep? I want to keep my Fresno State stuff. I have an innate ability to get rid of stuff before players leave, and people buy it at full price. I'm like, gotcha, bitch. And then I go buy stuff I want because I'm like, I don't want any Devontae shit in my house that's not Fresno State related. He's not a Raider to me. He was there for 2 nights. He's gone.
I took him. I had Adam sign up there. I replaced him with Bowers. That sign. I needed new shadow boxes or something.
Go to Michael's. They make them. They're $25. They're the ones I use for my kids' room. Yeah, you can buy a pack of 6. It's like $120.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, but and I think the packs are sold out. But individually, they're 16 by 20. They're the ones in my kids' room, and like on one of the walls, I have like 15 jerseys. Like they're only that, and they stack easy. It's great.
There you go.
All shit.
There you go. I have that Jack Jones ball we can give away, as well.
I gave away my Jack Jones stuff already.
I still have the Jack Jones ball. If you guys are interested, maybe we can do like a Jack Jones this week, and next week we can do something else.
I'm gonna try to get some more gloves, game use stuff, and then we can give that away too. Because my kid's starting to get duplicates, so I've been just like raffling it off and stuff and giving him the money. But yeah, he has he got Bennett, he got Hobbs, he got Bowers, Colton Miller. Shit, who else did he get? All game use gloves. Spillane. Awesome. Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah, we'll do something. Maybe we'll do the we can do the Jack Jones. I don't mind doing the Jack Jones ball. So we'll give away a signed Jack Jones ball, and it's kind of good. He got the pick 6 last week. It looked awesome. It looked like identical to his Chargers one. No hate towards Jack Jones from me. A little bit of hate, but it is what it is.
Well, what his over under was 1.5 interceptions or something, or 2.5? Was it 2.5?
I don't know what it was. I didn't look at it. I didn't take a peek at that one. Touchdown though, that was nice. That was a nice interception. That was a nice pick six.
As many points as our fucking offense.
Oh man. For those who don't know, Jack Jones was not happy with the Kermit doll. That's why we kind of poke jokes.
Yeah.
But no hate. I understand. He's just defending his homie.
It's life.
Cool, guys.
Right, good night,
Appreciate
Raider
it.
Nation.
Have a good one, brother.